His honor and glory unto the Most High, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Ba'asham Raka Kwadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Akian. And this is your brother Bawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Ba'asham Raka Kwadash. All praises and glory is due, especially in these times. And I'm going to entitle this video, I don't really have a title to give this video, so I'm just going to leave it at that, right? Well, you can clearly see this is in the local news, and this is something that has been going around and it's gone viral here in Nigeria, where you have what is basically a Wakitaki plantation Christian pastor, right? And you already know how big of demons these plantation Christian pastors are. Well, now you're about to see an example of that in full effect. So this is the news headline right here, trending: Nigerians react as ex-RCCG campus pastor weds gay partner in US, right? And basically what you have here is, JK in Nigeria, and one of these one plantation Christian pastors, especially on for these mega churches. So the RCCG is the Redeemed Christian Church of Nigeria, or the Redeemed Christian Church of God here in Nigeria. And that's the church that this dude right here is affiliated with. Okay, and basically what you have happened is that he moved to the US and got married to his what basically is a move. Okay, so this is the article. Jimmy Adekoya, a former campus pastor and leader of the Redeemed Christian Fellowship RCF at Ola BC Onabanjo University OOU, has sparked controversy on social media following news of his same-sex wedding in the United States. Right, so basically what happened is, this dude was part of the RCCD church branches that you have in the school, because most of these universities have churches in them, and most of those churches have students that participate in the churches and are members of the churches and are sometimes part of the choir, part of the pastorship and all that, and this dude was one of them. So eventually he graduated, then moved to, I guess, the US. But let's just read into it a little bit more. Right. Photos of Mr. Adekoya, who holds a master's degree in medical microbiology from the University of Hertford, and basically he moved to the US to finish up his education by getting his master's, and then he got married there to this individual, right? And I'm not even going to go into how, which of course it is, and it cannot be understated, right? It is against the scriptures to be involved in these forms of relationships, rather. But what I want to go is just to show you dumbass jakes here in Nigeria, because this video is purely for Nigerians, right? To show you dumbass jakes here in Nigeria the fruit of plantation Christianity, because this is exactly what staying in Wakitaki plantation Christianity will bring you. After all the screaming and shouting about being sinless, not falling into sin, doing the will of God, so on and so forth, right? And this guy was a pastor right here, but at the end of the day we understand that there is no fruit, that there is no worth in plantation Christianity. And this is what your leaders and your men of God and your pastors, right? And you might say that, oh well, he was a youth pastor in a university, so it doesn't count, but he was still a pastor and he was still operating in the church. And those churches usually have even more senior pastors that are actually ordained pastors, because how the redeemed churches to do it is that your pastors are actually ordained, and sometimes they even get a stipend, a little salary for their work, right? So basically he was still allowed to preach, and he was still allowed to speak and attend and teach the Sunday schools, and basically be seen as a pastor, in other words a teacher. And let's go into that. Let's start from there. So what I want to do right now is I want to go and get the etymology of the word pastor. Right, so pastor, and this is just showing once again the wickedness of Wakitake plantation Christianity, because not only do they not know the scriptures, but even the little of the scriptures they do know, they don't even keep that. So now this is the definition, or rather the etymology for the word pastor. Late 14th century, as a son named shepherd, one who has case of a flock or herd. Spiritual spiritual guide, clergyman, shepherd of the souls, a Christian minister. From the French pastor, pasteur, headsman, shepherd, Latin pasture. Basically, the word pastor goes back to the Latin and the French for shepherd. Okay, shepherd. So now what I'm going to do is I want to go to the book of Jeremiah and get this word in the book of Jeremiah. So let's get that right, because what's and as I was saying, right, because what the word for pastor is in the etymology, just basically shepherd. So let's get this in the book of Jeremiah. I want to get the etymology, or that the root for the word pastor, and the word here is raya, raya. Oh, it's basically the same thing, because shepherd is the same. Hold on, let this load up first. Let it load up first, right? Because shepherd is the same word, You go into this book of Psalm 23, Yahweh, Yahweh, Wa'a, Raya. The Lord is my shepherd, right? So to pasture, tend, graze, feed. To tend, to pasture, to shepherd, to feed, to graze, right? So basically the word pastor just goes back to the word shepherd, and what the shepherd represents is the one that takes care of the flock. So him being a pastor also, but that, of course, that also counts as a teacher. But even more than that, him being a pastor means that he is the leader of the flock. So the people that he was teaching, people that he was preaching to, and the people that he was being a pastor of, right? And this just shows you the level of ignorance that is within the Christian church, and it also shows you the level of, and it also shows you that, that even in Wakitake plantation Christianity, and especially in Wakitake plantation Christianity, you still have demons in there. So this is the book of Jeremiah 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge, right? And this is what Jake is well versed in and well known for, right? When it comes to serving the Most High, Yahweh Sham Shai, when it comes to doing the work and doing the will of the Most High, Yahweh Sham Shai, they are foolish in that aspect. But when it comes to being wicked, like say for example, immigrating to a country in which folly is set in great dignity and the rich sit in a low place, and you are given a platform, right? You are given the ability to fully immerse yourself in your folly. You go and do that. Go and get in the whole, be a mole, be the demon you've always wanted to be, right? And it also shows you, and what I actually wanted to go into, right, just how wicked plantation Christianity is, okay? Because basically you Christians have drunken of the wine of the fornication of Esau Edom, which of course that involves plantation Christianity, and you are drunk. So let's get that precept, and that is of course in a book of Revelations, right? So let's get that precept. Right? Like I was saying, that is also in a book of Revelations, right? I don't want to get too much into that, but let's get that. This is the book of Revelation 18, and I'll start from verse 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. Let me jump to, yeah. And he cried with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is falling, and is become the habitation of devils, and a cage of and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. And this also shows you the lack of vision that you Christians have, because rather than see that this kingdom is coming to an end, so it is better to disassociate yourself from it, and disassociate yourself from the ways of this kingdom and all the things that this kingdom promotes and the scriptures, right, condemns. You would rather, rather than follow the world, you should rather follow the Most High Yahweh Basham Yahushua and follow the scriptures. But as has already been established, they are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge, right? And you see this Jake, fully giving himself into wickedness. Now Revelation 18 verse 3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of our fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of our delicacy. And the point being is that all nations have drunk of the wine of our fornication. So if you are thinking, oh, we'll just go to more conservative countries like West Africa or the East, or where Esau's wickedness will not have an effect, there is no place like that, because even here in Nigeria you still have so many jakes that have drunken of the wine of the fornication, of the wicked ways of America, Babylon the Great. And case in point, the article that we are currently discussing, because you have so many jakes in Nigeria that are like, wow, how could this even happen, after all that pastorship? Because a lot of jakes here in Nigeria, for the most part, right, for the most part, of course, because you still have so many of these plantation Christians that are in the closet doing their wickedness in the dark, right? And for the most part, you have Jake here condemning these actions, okay, condemning being a Mo, and rightfully so, because you're not supposed to be involved in this form of fornication, because that's exactly what it is. And these are the things that is being normalized in the Christian church, okay? So I want to go down a little bit because and you see right there. So I want to go down a little bit because it says that some Nigerians actually reacted and made statements concerning these situations. Right, let's see some of them right now. So this is let me just leave it, I beg. I just leave it at that. I don't want better to not read it, because I'm trying to be careful with my words so that YouTube doesn't jump on this video, right? But this is just to show you that, hey, for all your screaming about the blood of JC and how Christ is your king, these are the actions of the pastors that you set up over yourself in these churches, and this is what they are involved in, right? Every other day you are always seeing a scandal coming out of plantation Christianity. If it isn't a pastor that is having an affair with different members of the church, a pastor that is cheating on their wife, a pastor that is stealing money, a pastor that is performing fake miracles and getting exposed for it, a pastor that is basically being a complete demon in one way, shape, or form, is something like this, okay? And hey, you Christians need to get up on some knowledge and basically leave plantation Christianity, because there is no truth in Christianity, right? It is only just continuous wickedness, because it is part of the ways of this world and part of the ways of this kingdom. So with that, I'll end the video right there. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High Yahweh Basham Yahushai Basham Rakakwadash Wa Abad Babal Shalom. And through the Spirit of you are come and you are quite edified. Shalom.